Okay, we're here starting the second half. We'll get you the lineups in a moment. Frank Dobbs over to Darren Queenan. Queenan off the glass. Won't fall. Metzorf with the rebound. Out there for Norristown. Dobbs, Hadrick, Wise, Simpkins, Queenan, the starting five. Pete White, Jr. with the ball right now for Wiliamsport. And here they go into the stall game. This is what we expected. Now, Norristown has an option. They can sit here, which wouldn't be too good of an idea. But they're going to have to come out here, play man-to-man, force Wiliamsport to make some type of move, and they're going to have to be aggressive on the defensive end and try to come up with some steals. Here they come out of the stall. They go inside, and easy 2 points for Cherba.
And they've been doing that all night.
Okay, here comes Frankie Dobbs. Ineffective in that first half. Dobbs, lob pass to Queenan off the glass, and that's what I expected them to do. They're going to force the ball to Darren.
It's a nice play.
Long lead pass to Queenan, intercepts it at the other end.
All right, now Norristown looks a little bit with it here in this second half. They can create those defensive plays to lead the offense. They're in good shape.
Queenan with the rebound, puts it through. Darren to the hoop again. He's got 10 points now. And that's the thing, Norristown has to, one, get the fan support behind them once again here. This has almost become a mausoleum for the Norristown fans.
Well, it's tough to compete against 5,000 or 6,000 Wiliamsport fans.
That's the truth. Metzorf down in the corner now. White, 18-footer, nothing but net. Wise was there, nothing you can do.
That's what you call a rally killer.
Eagles need to play some heady basketball. Queenan, fouled. He's going to the line.
Well, you certainly called it, Alan. You said what Norristown had to do, and it's like John Cresswell had the same idea.
You know, I've had opportunities, you have too, the last 2 years to see Darren, and he thrives in those pressure situations. You can have 4,000, 5,000 fans going against him, but he just wants the ball. He's that type of player. Misses the free throw here. So much for those jinxes we were talking about in that first half, Jeff.
Yeah, well.
48-27, Norristown down by 21 points here. 6.5 to go in this third quarter. And it doesn't go, so Queenan 0 for 2 from the line.
Once again, the Millionaires, no problem beating the press. White takes it all the way himself for the easy basket.
Defense failed to collapse that time for Norristown. Hadrick now coming up the court.
Seems the Millionaires score at will almost, and Norristown's got to work for everything.
Wise, jumper, off balance. Queenan with the rebound. Won't go, gets his own tap, and it goes out of bounds on Darren. Or no, out of bounds on Wiliamsport's Graves. Frankie Dobbs inbounding it now. And here comes another substitution, number 21. Peterson coming into the game, replacing number 30, Seth Birch. Dobbs puts it up from outside, won't go. Queenan with the rebound. We have a whistle though. Whistle on Peterson.
You know, in that game against Stilton High Spire, Frank Dobbs came out in the third quarter, canned 3 straight shots, created a couple turnovers, and really put Norristown ahead to stay in that ball game. Frank Dobbs does not have a point in this ball game.
Hadrick into Queenan again. It's familiar, but that's what they have to do. Queenan fouled. He's going to the line.
Darren's got to make some free throws here.
You know, Darren has been very consistent this season, but then we saw him against Harrisburg in the opening round of the playoffs at Norristown's gym. He went 0 for his first 7, and I think he finished 2 for 11. Last week against Stilton, he was okay, but he's having problems here once again this evening.
He shot very well against Stilton. I think he was 10 for 12 from the line.
Bangs it off the rim. Queenan gets one. It's 50-28. Norristown pressing. Dobbs going for the steal. They get it up to Cherba. Norristown's press hasn't been too effective this evening. Wiliamsport's broken it at will. They get the Metzorf on the baseline. His shot's blocked. He gets his own follow through and puts it in. Dobbs driving on the lane. Looking for someone, loses the ball, and it's knocked out of bounds by Graves. Dobbs looking to get it in. Get it to Simpkins just in time.
Forced a shot.
Queenan with the rebound. He is fouled by Graves.
Well, he was really hacked. Graves, what is he? How big is Graves?
5'8". He looked 5'8".
That's generous too.
Built like a wrestler.
Yeah, he is a
very muscular, stocky, yeah. Well, Darren at the line again. 1 for 4 so far in the second half. As we were discussing earlier, he's had his problems. Nets that one.
Darren's got 12 points in this ball game.
And he misses. You got to take advantage of those easy giveaways. White.
Oh, what a play.
Over to Cherba, to Graves. Simpkins going for the steal there.
These guys are ball handlers.
They are a team in every sense of the word. Or world for that matter. Who cares? I mean, when you can substitute as freely as they do and keep that cohesiveness there, that's incredible for a team. Graves going to the line. Darren Queenan with the foul. Steve Bishop comes in. Norristown still flat here. Maybe Bishop can inject a little excitement here.
Yeah, Norristown down 52 to 29. It's at 23 points. Norristown can't play even in the second half. You know, they've got to dominate.
You've got to score 2 to 3 baskets for their every one.
And when they're getting down here on their end of the court, they're not converting from the field goal on the field goals. They're going to the free throw line and they're not converting there.
Graves 0 for 2.
Well, that's interesting.
That's about the only thing we can criticize Wiliamsport for this evening. Their free throw shooting hasn't been too impressive. Otherwise, they have played a magnificent ball game so far.
They haven't needed it.
Bishop
Nice pass.
breaking through the lane to
Nice
Wise.
pass.
Easy bucket.
And that time, Norristown worked their offense well.
Okay, we're going to the full court press, and that's what they need, but Graves breaks it easily. Lob pass over to Peterson. They're in their stall once again. They have the clock on their side. 4:22 to go in this third quarter. Wiliamsport up by 21 points. Hadrick and Dobbs converging on Graves. They kick the ball away. It goes out of bounds on Cherba, I believe.
No, they called it off on Darren. I thought from our angle, it looked like it hit Cherba. It was a nice play by Frank Dobbs, though. He got his hand in there and created that. Broke up their offense.
Graves wide open underneath the basket. Hadrick fouls him.
Yeah.
Graves at the line for 2.
Missed that last time. No, the one before.
On the foul? .31.
And still, Wiliamsport with the full court pressure.
Queenan fouled by Cherba.
Personal foul, 41, Jeff Sherman. His second. Team's fourth. I'm sorry, team's fifth. At the line, Darren Queenan, shooting the 1 and 1.
Oh,
Won't go.
no luck.
Well, I know it was against Wiliamsport. I didn't get that call.
We were screened out. We have that obstruction right there. I guess you folks were screened out as well. Jeff Cherba did something, either travel with the ball or put it on the end line or something.
Dobbs pass for Wise, leads him too far. Wise can't handle it. 54-31, 3:54 to go here in the third quarter. Pete White inbounding it to Metzler. Graves has Hadrick right in front of him. Norristown has to gamble on defense.
Wow.
Graves off balance, wild shot. Queenan pulling the rebound down. 54-31. Hadrick driving right to the hoop. Won't fall. Queenan with the rebound. He puts it up. It's in, and he's fouled. Darren now has 14. Darren Queenan only 6 points in the first half. 4 of them in the first minute and a half of the game. And then he was quiet as quiet can be. Third personal foul on Jeff Cherba. But it doesn't really matter, Jeff, how many fouls they have. They are such a deep team. They can afford to get some key players in foul problems.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They don't have to worry about losing anyone key here. Such as in the Steelton game, we had Rod Brooken out of that ball game, and that was something that was devastating for Steelton.
It would be like in a typical Norristown game if Queenan went out early. They are not a very deep team. White drives, his baseline pass goes out of bounds. So it's 54-34. Norristown's managed to finally cut it to 20.
They've got to have it to 10, I think, by the beginning of the fourth quarter.
I think this is it. You need a spurt right now if they have any prayer of getting back into this ball game. Bishop looking for Dobbs. Lob pass, it's broken up by Graves, out of bounds. Norristown will inbound it. Bishop, the trigger man. Lob to Queenan in a crowd, tapped around. Queenan finally comes down with it. Off-bounds shot, it's good. What a beautiful second and third effort by Darren.
That was sheer individual effort by Darren Queenan. He really made that play. They go inside. Wiliamsport getting a little bit ragged here.
Ragged. Graves thinking he's on the schoolyard there with that type of play. That's usually a sign of a team that's down by 20, not that one that's up by 20.
And they're lucky to retain possession here.
Ball went out of bounds on Wayne Wise. Graves going out of the ball game. Very good defensive player, an average ball handler, but certainly does give Wiliamsport a lift on that defensive end.
Darren Queenan's been the thing for Norristown here. Foul on Frank Dobbs.
Let's see, Jeff, Norristown has how many points here in this third quarter? 13 points so far in the third quarter. Darren Queenan has 8 of them.
Yeah, Wayne Wise. No, Darren Queenan has 11 of them. He had 6 points coming into this third quarter. He now has 17.
Right. And Queenan gets up there and blocks Metzdorf's shot, but it's no good. He's going to be whistled for the foul. So that's going to send 6'6" center Jim Metzdorf to the line. Third personal foul on Darren Queenan.
Yeah, Queenan's got 11 of the points, and Wayne Wise has the other bucket for the Eagles.
My math has not been sparkling this evening, Mr. Brandon.
No, I think you're ready for a refresher course. There's no question.
Clangs that one off the rim. Mike Simpkins coming into the game as Wayne Wise takes a seat on the bench. 2:23 left to go here in the third quarter.
Tell you what, Alan, if Norristown can get some production here at the end of this third quarter, the Wiliamsport free throw shooting has not been outstanding tonight. They might be able to work themselves back into this ball game.
That's true. But most of your key personnel don't have too many fouls to give up. Queenan and Bishop already playing with 3. Dobbs has 2.
You can't worry about fouls. There's 2 minutes left in the third quarter, 10 minutes left in their season. Fouls don't matter.
Now you're changing your tune. No, my point is that you can foul and send as many guys to your line. It's an excellent strategy, but eventually you're going to end up with all substitutes in there in the game, so it doesn't really gain you too much in the long run. Darren Queenan at the line. 2:09 left, 55-36. Jeff, I already wrote this off. I thought that the key point in this game was in the first or second quarter early, when you went to the substitutions and you had most of the players, we only down by 12 then, and that's what really killed the Eagles tonight. Now you're playing more or less for pride. 55-38.
Okay, but at least listen to what I'm saying.
And at the other end, Peterson misses the tap. Metzdorf puts it in. Jim Metzdorf now with 15 points in the game. Dobbs, turnaround jumper. Dobbs still looking for his first point of this ball game. At the other end, White gets that long bomb. Hadrick there. White puts it in, and Hadrick's whistle for the foul. Lou Simpson coming into the game now, replacing Darren Queenan, who gets a well-deserved rest. Darren going to the bench with 19 points. He has exactly half of Norristown's total of 38. White converts a three-pointer. So 1:36 left to go in this third quarter. It's 60-38, and we have a whistle.
Personal foul.
Foul called on number 20. Well, they're calling on 21. I think it was on 22, which was Mickey Lockwood. Steve Bishop's going to be going to the line. Bishop only 2 points in this game. Sat out most of the first half with foul problems.
At the line, Steve Bishop.
And Graves called for traveling. Simpkins there for the contact, but they're calling traveling on Graves. 60-38. Dobbs on the far side gets it to Queenan. Lob pass inside. Queenan off-balance shot, no good. Simpkins with the rebound. He loses it. Graves coming up with it. They get it down to Cherba now. Cherba, Bishop breaks it up. Good defensive hustle there by Steve Bishop. Bishop looking for some help. Have Mexdorf right there. Dobbs comes back to help him out. Bishop still looking to get it up over that timeline. Finally, Frankie Dobbs dribbles it through. To Queenan, baseline, and he pops it.
Queenan with 21 points in the ball game now.
And Queenan coming up with the block shot. Bishop at the other end, bounce pass to Mike Simpkins, loses control of the ball, gets it to Queenan. Queenan going for that layup, he misses it, he hits the floor hard, and he's called for an offensive foul. Darren can't believe it. That's his fourth personal foul. Darren with 21 of the Eagles' 40 points here. They trail by 20, 60-40. 41 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Graves, the inbounder. Wiliamsport can do nothing wrong here this evening. Peterson right to the hoop, uncontested. Simpkins there, couldn't come up, or Queenan there, couldn't come up with the block. Bishop in the backcourt. And Graves strips Bishop. Graves gets the layup, and he is fouled by Steve Bishop. So Graves going to the line, and both players took a hard spill into the backboard supports, but they're okay. Nasty tumble there. You can hear the Wiliamsport crowd. They know they have this game wrapped up. 62-40. Bishop now with 4 personal fouls in the game. And Walter Queenan coming into the game to replace Steve Bishop. And we're having an on-court celebration here.
Some kind of a milestone for Graves.
Well, amidst the applause, who knows what the announcer said. Well, whatever the milestone, he got it the hard way. A beautiful driving layup there, and Steve Bishop was right there, but Graves put it through.
And a standing ovation from, I'd say, about 6,000 of the 8,000 folks here tonight. I wish we could tell you what the milestone is, but amid all the roar, we couldn't, there's no way we could hear it. I'm sure you'll all have read about it in the Times Herald by now.
That's interesting. They called it a 2-shot foul. So the basket was good, but apparently the foul was after the basket counted. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, it's legitimate, though, because Bishop really took him out after he was already by and had released the ball.
Queenan over to Dobbs. Dobbs goes inside the Walter, Darren Queenan back to his brother Walter. 6 seconds left on the clock. Queenan gets the basket, but it's no good. I think they're going to call a foul on Cherba, which would be his 4th. That's what it is. And into the game, number 24, Rick Nicholas now. And also coming into the game, number 35, Dan Pagana, as Cherba and Graves take a seat on the Wiliamsport bench. 5 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. And we have an injury at the other end there. The basket's good at the buzzer. Yes, it is good. So it's 67-40 at the end of the 3rd quarter. What had happened at the other end, number 12, Pete White, was down on the floor. Apparently he got poked in the eye, it looks like, but it looks like he's okay. He's walking off the court. And the trailing official who was attending the White saw the basket counted at the buzzer. So it's 67-40 going into this final stanza here at the Eastern semifinals at the Harrisburg Farm Show Arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Knoxville and halftime score, boys, squad position. Ready, 20, White Bulls, 14.
He was hurt. Oh, Peter.
Ready, 20, White Bulls, 14. Halftime score.
67-40. Real good game.
So that was the 3rd quarter. Norristown had to do something, and let's see, they were outscored. Well, they came into that 3rd quarter down by what, Jeff? 21 points? And they come out of it down by 27.